Hey, welcome back to the Big Ranch Show. As always, thank you for joining me. If you could, hit that subscribe button down below, and let's get right to it. Now, I've taken a lot of heat the last few days about just a number of comments, pretty much all negative about my Butch Hartman defense the other day. And I've been thinking about it, and I don't think I'm wrong. I do believe many of you are overreacting. I don't believe the guy is misleading anybody with this Oaxis entertainment BS. I don't think the man is lying to you. I don't think he has lied at all about it. If you did not know beforehand that he was a family values Christian, I'm sorry. Now the thing is, many of you are saying that I just don't get it, that it's not about him being a Christian, that's the problem. But that's what video after video after video is hitting him on. Video after video, even the one that one of the people down below in my last video left in the comments, which I had already seen. I've watched it in person. I watched the video part myself. It was already up in its entirety before his announcement. So I don't really think he's misleading anybody. If you don't expect a person who claims to be an actual Christian, not a fake Christian, not one of those people you see on TV, but Christians, whether or not you're upset that he's a Christian or not, one thing that you're going to see with them is that their belief in God, their values and their belief system are going to show through in all their work. And I do believe that's exactly what he was talking about. I believe that the man was talking about the fact that his belief in God, his light that he has to shine through. I believe that's exactly what he was talking about. And if he makes a video or a TV show, and through that TV show, somebody finds God, is that really that bad? Now, I am not a religious person. I do have a background where I've gone to church as a kid, as an early teen, as a late teen, early 20s even. And that is one thing I remember learning in small town USA, is that as a Christian, you are not doing it right if your belief in God is not showing through in your work. I have a lot of problems with the religion. And so I'm not sitting here trying to defend him just because he's a Christian. But I will defend him against people calling him a liar. Nowhere in his Kickstarter does he lie or manipulate or mislead. He makes it very clear from the get-go. His feelings on Hollywood, his feelings on how he wants to make things better for children and families. Even though it was one of the cheesiest Kickstarter videos I've ever seen in my life, I believe he put the facts out there. Now, did he say things like he wants to cut the head off the snake or anything like that in the Oaxis thing? No, because he's trying to get mass appeal. You have to when you do a speech, you have to talk to your audience. And I don't believe his audience is Christians. I don't believe his goal is to just indoctrinate. Because as he said, it comes through in all his work. So that means all the way back to Fairly Odd Parents. And so I've watched every one of his shows except Bunsen is a Beast. It's the only show I haven't watched of his. And I don't believe I've seen anywhere in any of his shows, Tough Puppy, Danny Phantom, or Fairly Odd Parents, where he tried to indoctrinate anybody. I don't believe he's trying to indoctrinate people now. Indoctrination would mean that he was out there talking about, hey, we're going to turn everybody Christian. And he would actually have it mentioned in his shows. He's made it very clear that he wants this Oaxis entertainment to be good for everybody. Good, wholesome family entertainment. Nowhere did he say he's going to make this a bunch of religious programming. Nowhere did he sit there and... Nowhere is he saying that. Not even in that speech that he gave to a group of Christians back in February. What he said was that he wants to be able to bring wholesome entertainment to people that aren't even Christian, to the secular world. He doesn't want to just focus on Christian people. That's what I got from watching his entire speech. Now, there are some contradictory things in his speech that he gave in February. I'll admit that. But I don't believe he's misleading you. I don't believe he's lying to you. I believe Butch Hartman is doing what he thinks he needs to do as a person. He's made good programming for 20 plus years. Some of the best shows Nickelodeon ever saw came from Butch Hartman. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. Now, if Oaxis comes out and all of a sudden it's a total Christian, mind meld thing, and it's full of indoctrination, him trying to turn everybody Christian, then you know what? I'll join you. But I'm not going to sit here and hate on a guy simply because I don't like his value system. Or simply because he gave a speech to a group of Christian people where he talked about fears that Christian people have. I live in East Texas. I hear the same thing all the time. I have people I live around that don't even change the channels off of what a channel we have down here called Me TV. Because it shows nothing but old TV shows. Why? Because the new TV shows are not beneficial to them. They're full of things they don't want to see. I do agree with the video. One thing I do agree in the video, that's the guy, whoever it was that sent it to me, I do believe it's insane for him to attack things like Hulu or Amazon because they have adult programming as well as children's programming. I don't see the problem in that. I believe they're doing exactly what they need to do. And yes, like I said about his Oaxis entertainment, I'll say the same thing to him about Hulu and Amazon and Netflix. Yes, they make shows that people want to watch. They bring in shows people want to watch. But they also bring in things for the children to watch. So the kids and the parents have a safe place to go to watch TV as well. Now, I don't have kids, but I frequently find myself going through the Hulu kids section because they have things like Tough Puppy. But no, I am not going to change my position on Butch Hartman until Oaxis Entertainment actually comes to fruition. When it hits the airwaves, and it's not all indoctrination BS that you think it is, I'm hoping you will admit you were wrong. And on the flip side, if Oaxis Entertainment actually comes to be a thing, actually happens, and it turns out to be exactly what you say it is, what you think it's going to be, an indoctrination platform, then I will admit that I was wrong. But then again, I'm used to admitting when I'm wrong, especially on things like this. So that's what I'll tell you. I'll make that deal with you. If you admit you're wrong, if it doesn't happen the way you do, you think it will, then I'll admit that I'm wrong if it goes your way. At which point, I will make a video right here on the Big Ranch Show, and I will tear down Butch Hartman limb for limb as if he was a dead tree. But right now, I'm going to base things on his 20 plus years of work, of no indoctrination, but letting his beliefs shine through his work. That's what I'm going to believe it is. That's what I get from his speech. That's what I get from his Oaxis Entertainment Kickstarter video. Maybe I'm wrong. And I'll admit it if that turns out to be the case. But I will not join in your hate. I will not join in your hate of somebody who is simply trying to make a program for families. Trying to make programming for families. That's all he's trying to do. I know a few years ago, I was talking to somebody that has kids, a family member. And he was terrified because at the time his daughter was like 11, 12 years old. And he came home and there were people making out on Teen Nick. You know, here he is, his daughter 11, 12 years old. And he comes in on his daughter watching people making out. And that was on Nickelodeon. But it was Teen Nick, so it happens, especially when they were showing things like Degrassi. And I see a lot of other shows that if I had kids, I would not want my kids watching. Some of my favorite shows I wouldn't want kids watching. So like I said, I'm not going to join in the hate right now. If for some reason you guys turn out to be right, those of you that have been hating on me for the last few days, then guess what? I'll join you. But until then, this is my position. I'm not changing it. You can sit there and hate on me all you want, but I'm not going to change my opinion until the facts change. Until this programming actually goes out there and actually is full of Christian indoctrination, I'm going to stick with my current belief that he is just a good person trying to do something good. One other thing I want to touch on about Butch Hartman, though, is I got a comment talking about the guy who got blown off by Butch Hartman in a live stream. Somebody in the comment section of my last video said, "Oh, the guy that called him or tried to get that message through to him, criticizing him, has Asperger's syndrome and is sending down a spiraling thing towards suicide." Now, I've known people with Asperger's syndrome, okay? It takes a lot more than somebody saying they don't like what they have to say about them, or they don't want to listen to them because they haven't done anything for themselves, to send them down that path. The people I've met with Asperger's syndrome are a lot harder to deal with, and a lot less likely to get upset at me when I say things like that. They tend to just want to prove me wrong. But that's what I've come across living on a college campus like I did. But do I think Mr. Hartman could have done a better job of dealing with that? Do I think he could have been nicer about dealing with it? Yes. But do I believe that he should have to entertain everybody's criticism when he's in the middle of doing a live stream on video games and stuff just because you're upset about his possible streaming platform? I'm going to tell you right now, I do not, I take constructive criticism, but I do not take criticism from people who have never put their neck on the line. I do videos all the time, and I get hate all the time. But you know what? I have respect for myself at the end of the day because at least I put my neck out there. I would never sit there and waste my time on a live stream criticizing somebody in an area of the world, an area that I have nothing to do with, if I don't like something, I just don't watch it. Maybe that's because I'm older than some of y'all. I don't know. At almost 39 years old, I don't give two flips. I don't care. If someone makes something I don't like, I don't watch it. I don't invade their live streams. I don't send them messages of hate. And I don't criticize them. It's not worth my time. Like many of you out there that have hated on me for the last few days and told me I just don't get it, you won't see me on your YouTube channels hating on you. You know, you won't see me joining you on your live streams just to hate on you. It's not going to happen because it's not worth the time. Now, I think could Butch Hartman have been a little nicer to the guy? Sure. But he wasn't all that mean either. Could he have been like, I disagree with you. This is why. Yes. But he was in the middle of a gaming live stream. Why in the heck is he going to sit there and entertain criticism when he's trying to have fun? But anyhow, this has been the Big Ranch Show. I'm your host, Jacob Keck. Hit me up on social media. It's down. The links are down in the description below. And if y'all could take a break to just stop hating on people. And, those of you that disagree with me, I'm not hating on you either. I'm just saying we disagree. We're going to disagree. And if for some reason, like I said, the Oaxis Entertainment turns into the indoctrination platform you think it's going to be, I will join you. And I will shred him. But until that happens, this is my final word on it. Anyhow, y'all have a great day. I'll see you down the road.